What's up guys, Dan here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about exactly how much money you need to start selling on Amazon and to start a successful and profitable Amazon FBA business. Now, for a lot of you out there, you might be confused on exactly how much you need to start selling on Amazon. And I was definitely confused when I was first starting out a few years ago on Amazon FBA, and it could be $1,000, $2,000, or maybe you might think it's even $5,000. And for some of you, surprisingly, it might be a lot less than you think, and for some of you it might be a lot more than you think. So I'm going to break down all the costs for you, and I'm going to go ahead and basically talk about all the costs that you need to account for, all the tools that you need, and everything that you basically need to expect in terms of starting a successful Amazon FBA business. So let's go ahead and get right into my computer, and I'll show you guys all the numbers. All right guys, so how much money do you need to start selling on Amazon FBA in 2019? So I'm going to break it all down for you, and I want to start the video off by saying that in 2019, this year, there are more opportunities than ever to start an online business and to start selling on Amazon. And the reason I say that is because when I started a few years ago, with Amazon FBA, I also knew and I also recognized the fact that it was the best time to start. You guys have all heard the saying that the best time to start was yesterday, but the second best time to start is today. And it can't be, more true than that. And let me tell you that sometimes you might feel discouraged. You might think, oh, it's daunting. Online business is hard. I've never done it before. I don't know about this whole e-commerce thing. I don't know about Amazon FBA. Let me tell you, I was in that exact same position. As long as you're following the correct information and as long as you see it through, then you will succeed point blank. There's just no other way, no other choice. That's how business works. That's how life works, right? To get what you want, you must deserve what you want. It's one of my favorite sayings. But right now, there are more opportunities than ever to start. And that is no matter how much money you have to start. Either if you have zero, complete zero, or 1,000 to 2,000, or even 10,000 plus. You don't need 10,000 plus. I would say the optimal amount here in this video you'll see is between $1,000 and $2,000. Even if you have zero, you can start working towards, getting started on Amazon. If you think that Amazon FBA is, that's your business, like you want to do it and you're going to succeed with it, then you absolutely should just start, wherever you are. When I first started with Amazon FBA, to save up money for my first product, I was actually cleaning windows, and I actually just started knocking on my neighbors' doors, and I started to, clean windows, and I was making about $100 to $200 a house. And I'm not telling you to go out there and clean windows, but what I'm saying is that if you have $0 right now to start, well then, maybe work a job a little bit, or just, you can also try out retail arbitrage on Amazon as well. So I'm not going to talk about that in this video, but as long as there's a will, there's a way. So let's look at an example of costs and how much money it takes to start. All right, so right here, I broke it down, and this is based off of years of selling. This is based off of probably seeing over 200 invoices, 300 invoices for different products from suppliers. So this is like a realistic amount here. These are all realistic amounts for especially the product per unit cost right here. And this is no matter where you're starting from, whether it's USA, Canada, Europe, or even Asia. So let's say for a product, and by the way, when you're starting with Amazon FBA, you are going to be ordering between 250 units, 500 units, could be maybe 750 units or 1,000 units, although I would not recommend ordering 1,000 units at the beginning. I would recommend ordering maybe 250 or 500. But your initial product cost is going to be, at first, your product, including the shipping, and for this example here, I took like the average cost of a let's just say like a $2 to $3 or $3 to $4 or $4 to $5 product here. I would say that this scenario right here applies to most beginners selling on Amazon. You might find a product that's going to cost $1 per unit, including shipping, although then you probably won't be able to sell it on Amazon for more than 15. But right here with this example, it's extremely realistic for, I would say, most of you watching this video. So let's say that your product costs $3.86, including shipping, and that's air shipping, DDP, to the US or Europe. Now, DDP is delivered duties paid. So what that means is that basically your supplier and the freight, the shipping company, so FedEx or DHL, they take care of the duties and the customs for you. And if there are any customs duties to be paid, then your supplier will pay them, and then they'll just bill you. So as you can see, you don't have to order like 500 or 1,000 units. The whole point is to order only 250 at the start to see and to test the market, to see whether it's going to sell or not. And then on our second order, we can then order 1,000 or 2,000. So right here, 250 units times $3.86, including shipping, that would be about $965. And then for 500 units times 3.86, including shipping, that's $1,930. Now let's talk about tools. So in terms of tools, there aren't that many tools. There's actually only one, and there's two parts of it that you have to buy if you want to find a great product. Now, you can try doing it without a tool, although I would not recommend it. It's going to take you way too much time, and also I don't know what data like you're going to be going off of. Basically you're going to be doing Amazon like sellers were doing it maybe 5 or 6 years ago, where they were just basically guessing which product was going to sell or not. And I would not recommend guessing which product is going to sell. With Jungle Scout, basically it just shows you how much revenue products make, and also there's 2 different parts of it. So the first one you're going to need is the Jungle Scout web app, and what that does is it allows you to go in there and just put in the reviews and filter by the cost of the product and the category and things like that. So then basically it just goes through all of Amazon and it shows you products that fit that criteria. So obviously it makes product research a lot simpler. And then the Chrome extension, what that does is you go on an Amazon listing, you pull up the Chrome extension, and then it shows you exactly how much money that listing is making. And you can try having either or, although I recommend having both, and I think that most of you starting this would actually get both. That's why I factored in both of them for the sake of this video. So for the web, it's going to cost $39 a month. Now for that, you don't have to buy it every single month. You can just buy it for the month that you're going to do product research, and then you can cancel it if you already have your product up and you kind of already know your next product, especially if you're building a brand. And that's the way that I recommend doing Amazon, building a brand. Now the second part of Jungle Scout that you're going to need is the Chrome extension. And so what that is like I just said, it allows you to pull it up on a listing and it shows you the revenue that that listing is making right now. And it's very, very accurate. Actually, Jungle Scout is the most accurate tool. They've done thousands of tests and they've compared all the tools, and I've been using it. If I ever had a reason to not use it anymore, I would stop using it. I would definitely recommend another tool, but they've just been great. The tool has been great and their support is amazing. So that's why it's $39 a month. And then if you want the Lite of the Chrome extension, it's $97 a year. If you want the Pro, it's $197 a year. Now, the difference between the Lite and the Pro, there's not much of a difference. You can succeed with the Lite or the Pro, but if you are a complete beginner and if you do want like extra help, because the Pro does have things like the opportunity score, which shows you the opportunity in a particular target market or niche, then I would highly recommend doing the Pro. Now let's talk about the Amazon seller account. So individual is free, and the thing with individual is we're not really selling with an individual plan, because individual, basically it's free, but then they'll charge us, Amazon's going to charge us for every single unit, they charge us $1. So that's why if you're selling on Amazon, then you always want to do the professional plan, because then it's $40 a month. You don't have to pay for every single unit that you sell, and it's just much more scalable and you're not paying all these fees. So there you go. Now for professional photos. Now photos are super, super important. Anybody that tells you that photos are not important, you can take them yourself. I mean, you can take them yourself if you have a nice camera and if you have some okay photography skills, then I would recommend making sure that you take some beautiful pictures, right? You want to make sure that at least on a white background, showing your product, showing like the design, showing the logo, showing the how it comes and stuff like that. If you can't do that, I would just recommend hiring a professional photographer. Now, the best website that I would recommend is Upwork.com. I always talk about that. It's my favorite freelancer website. And you can also use Fiverr, although I've had better luck with Upwork. I've just found more professional freelancers on there. And so for this, you don't want to cheap out because photos are so important on Amazon, especially your first product photo. That's going to make or break your sales. So there you go. I would say anywhere between free, if you're going to do it yourself, to $250. And maybe you have a friend who's a photographer and they'll give you a discounted price. So there you go. Now for the second half of these costs, let's talk about logos. So you will need a logo for your product. Don't even try to sell on Amazon without a logo. I'm still amazed by the amount of new beginners who try to sell without a logo because they think that it's going to be cheaper in the long run, because sometimes you have to pay extra for the logo to be applied on your product. It's just like a few cents extra, but per unit. Sometimes they expect they can just throw up a product on Amazon and expect it to sell without creating a logo, without creating a box. So for a logo and box design, I would say between $25 and $50. I don't think you should be spending more than that, to be honest with you. A logo you can just get, there's like literally millions of amazing designers both on Fiverr.com and on Upwork.com, and you can have that same designer create your box design, which what I'm talking about is the box. If your product needs a box, like if it goes in a box, not all products will come in a box, but a lot of my products do come in a box. Now, in terms of a UPC and barcode, that will cost you $5. So no more than that. It's $5 from either barcodesmania.com or nationwidebarcodes.com. There is like also a barcode website called GS1, and that costs a lot more than $5. That's going to cost you between $300 and $400, but that's not necessary. I've never heard a single problem or ever had a single problem using a $5 barcode from Barcodesmania or nationwidebarcodes.com. So there you go. It's $5. Now for the inspection, this is not required, it's optional, although I do recommend it sometimes, especially if the supplier is new on Alibaba. If you're really kind of, maybe a little worried about the supplier, usually on Alibaba, it'll tell you like exactly how long they've been selling, exactly what their experience is, what their annual revenue is, which is very, very important. Not a lot of people talk about that. So for the inspection, I would say it would cost between $50 and $200. You can do it through your freight forwarder, or you can hire an inspector also through Alibaba as well. They have 3 different tiers. Now for a sample, I would highly recommend getting a sample. When I first started selling on Amazon, I wasn't really getting samples, and the reason for that was because it would delay, I'd have to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get the sample, and then after that I would have to wait 3 weeks for the product to actually be made. And so the reason why I recommend the sample now is because it's just better. There's no rush. There's so many products on Amazon that if 2 weeks will actually delay your success by that much, then you can find another product. It's not a big deal. It's better to actually have a sample, and it's better to actually, check over your product. And I actually get samples for my Shopify products as well, always. And so that way you don't have any surprises. You're not investing in 250 units, 500 units of a product that you don't know how it's going to look like in your hands, right? And you don't want your customer to actually be the first to discover that there's a problem with your product. So now the total costs come up to 250 units. That's $1,481 approximately. And for 500 units, if you're ordering the same product, 500 units based on all the costs we talked about here, it's about $2,550. Now, you don't need to order 500 units. You can start with 250. Maybe you can even lower down the minimum order quantity. That's the minimum amount of units that you can actually buy from your supplier. Then you can bring it down to 1,000. And this is if the product costs over $3, including shipping, right? You can find tons of products out there for $1 to $2. You can find tons of products out there for $2 to $3, or much more expensive than $3. So it really ranges, right? I would say that the absolute minimum to start is $1,000. And then you can actually get all of these costs factored in. Some have started extremely successful Amazon businesses with like as low as $500. That wasn't me. When I first started, I started with $1,800. So I started with $1,800, and shortly after that, a few months after that, I was making over $30,000 a month in revenue. So it really varies. The main point is to focus on what matters, and that is taking action. And you can't see all the obstacles down the road, but if you can just focus on what matters, get your product up and running, get it going, then that's what matters. Like that's what's going to start making you money, right? Don't focus on all the little things like, if the sample is taking a month, well, then forget the sample, just get the product. Let's go. That's what matters. Like making money online, actual dollars, not, just sitting there theorizing and just not taking action. So now I want to talk about a high ticket product example. And I believe that nobody's talked about this on the internet or on YouTube. Now, a whole other extremely profitable section of Amazon is high ticket products. And I've actually gone into high ticket products shortly after I started selling on Amazon. And this is much more expensive than, the first example. Like this scenario, it's an option. It's not necessarily going to be applied to you, but I just want you to understand like how exactly the costs are with Amazon, depending on the product price and the product kind of like price tier that you're investing in. So with a high ticket product, high ticket basically means, over, I would say, let's say $40, $35 that you're selling on Amazon for the product price. So as a product cost, I took $11.83 for the purpose of this video. And I would say that's accurate, including shipping, if you're investing into a product that's like electronic or something like that you can sell for $40 if you really, really make the listing great, if you have amazing pictures, and if you follow all the rest of the advice that I talk about in my videos. So 250 units times 11.83, including shipping DDP to US, that's almost 3,000, so 2,957. 500 units of the same product is almost 6,000, so 5,915. That's just for the product. Now remember, you don't have to do this. This is just a high ticket example, but with high ticket products, you can make so much more profit because if you're selling at like $70 or $80 or $50 as a price point on Amazon, there's so much less competition, right? So it's not like you can't make money at the low price points. Of course you can, but I've just found that at high tickets, you really need more startup capital, and most people don't want to invest that money. So for tools, same cost, $39 a month or $197 a year. Same for the Amazon seller account, $40 a month, and same for the photos. And then we also have the same costs basically for the rest of it, so logo, UPC, inspection, and sample. And so that brings the cost up to $3,513 for 250 units, and then for 500 units it's $6,565. Now, this probably won't apply to 99% of you because, like I said, most people don't have 3,000 or 6,000, and you definitely don't need that to start Amazon. But when you have your first product rolling, it's making money, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 a month. Investing into high-ticket products from that money that you're making on Amazon is an amazing idea because then you can make $20 profit per unit, $30 profit per unit, $40 profit per unit, and then you don't have to sell as many units to make the same amount of money. So let's look at a few examples here. So I have a few products here that I pulled up, and I want to show you guys exactly how much they're sourcing for on Alibaba and how much they're selling for on Amazon to show you that these costs that I talked about are accurate. So let's go on Amazon. All right. So we had the Alpha Grillers. Boom. And I'm not in Brooklyn. I don't know why it says that, but all right. So Alpha Grillers, we've got the meat thermometer. So $19.97. There you go. And I mean, they've got a ton of reviews, and by no means am I saying that this is a product worth investing into right now, but I'm just showing you an example of somebody who decided to follow the private labeling model, decided to start selling this product and create a brand, and they found it on meat thermometer. There you go. They found it on Alibaba. And by the way, the price that they're getting this at is much lower than the price that you're seeing here. So it's pretty much this one right here, as you can see. Boom, same exact one. They're selling for $20, and here it's $5 to $5.60. Remember that you can actually get this thermometer for half this price. I guarantee it, and I guarantee they're getting it for $2 or $3, maybe probably even $1.50, because they're probably one of their biggest buyers. So you have to remember that one of the biggest mistakes that people make with Amazon is that they think this price is the lowest that they can get, and they go and they start investing into their product at this price. And then they're like, wait a second, I can't start Amazon with only $1,000 or $1,500. Well, it's because you don't know these basic things that would give you this information that you would know then that, hey, like this price right here can be knocked down. So maybe you'd get that information in my videos or like in a course, right? So there you go. There's a lot more to the surface level of Amazon, I would say. Now, another example, car seat protector. This one's even better. As you can see, it's just a simple car seat protector, and it's being sold for $24, even it's a 2-pack here for $40, so $24.99. And if we go here, we type in car seat protector, it is being sourced for, I believe, same price as the thermometer about. So, all right, so that didn't work. Car seat protector. All right, let's check it out. Boom. So about $5, $4.50. So even cheaper than the thermometer, as you can see. And like I said, this seller right here is probably has such a good deal with their supplier because they're their biggest buyer, or they negotiated a really great price at the start, which is what I highly recommend you do, and they're obviously making a huge profit from this product. And then as an example of a high ticket product, here we've got a bamboo bed sheet. I actually just found this product this morning, and I decided to use it for this video. So bamboo bed sheet set, there you go. And if we search up the same one on Alibaba, I'm sure you're familiar with Alibaba by now. It is the world's largest manufacturer website. This is where we find our manufacturers for Amazon. So as you can see, bamboo bed sheet set, gotta get it right, not just the sheet. So it's about $20, right? So you can buy any of these sets about $20, and as you can see, they're selling it for like $90 for anywhere between $46 to $100. So that's an example of a high ticket product, and of course, you can see that the profit becomes exponential the higher the price. So if you can find a way to apply what I'm teaching you here to that, and then once you have more money to invest, then you can make a lot more money than everybody else. Now let's talk about some last minute advice here that is crucial to your success on Amazon. So the prices that you see on Alibaba, as I mentioned just now, are not the prices that you want to be paying, and I would say most beginners make that simple mistake. They pay the prices that are on Alibaba. It's a huge mistake. You also must make sure that your product is not a simple commodity gimmick. You want to make sure that you're an entrepreneur, you're becoming an entrepreneur, so you want to actually create real improvement and bring value to a particular market. And most importantly, solve a problem. The key to making money is solving problems for other people. So if you can do that, then you will make money no matter what product. If you can figure out a way to solve a problem, if your product solves a problem, then obviously, and if it solves it better than everybody else in the target market, and you figure out how to do that, then you will make money guaranteed. Now I want to cover something extremely important here that a lot of people overlook, unfortunately, when they're starting on Amazon. So many people want to succeed, but they make very, very costly mistakes. And if you try to do Amazon yourself, you will make mistakes that will set you back months, years, and thousands of dollars. So I've made a ton of mistakes when I started in the past few years, more in the first year of me starting, not in the second, and not recently, because you kind of already figure out what they are. So as a beginner, though, I would have loved for somebody to actually go and tell me all these mistakes and make sure that I didn't make them, maybe at like a mentor or something like that, or a course. So in terms of mistakes that I've made, number one, I invested into restricted, banned, or patented products. That cost me well over $5,000. And it's pretty embarrassing actually, because a lot of the products I would find the patent after as soon as it gets into Amazon, and then I would get a cease and desist letter. And so, just that sent me back $5,000. And if I was able to go and send my product and have it checked over by a mentor who actually knows what he's doing and who actually, has done Amazon and who's been doing it for years, then obviously I would have saved that money. I could have, achieved success much faster. And, even though I did become successful quickly on Amazon, between that time that I started and then the end of that year, I still lost money due to stupid mistakes. Although I was still generating cash, so I kept reinvesting into my business. Now, number two, I got overcharged on product and shipping. Now shipping is like one of the, if you're getting shipping quotes, you'll see that a lot of the shipping quotes are much different and they vary a lot between the three different shipping quotes that you will get. And so it's just, because the Chinese suppliers, some of them will try to overcharge you for shipping. Some of them will be honest. So, if I knew that, hey, like you want to make sure that you're getting more than one shipping quote and you want to make sure that you're not getting overcharged on your product, I would have saved $2,000 because I at least lost that money, at least on just that mistake. Also, not understanding PPC wasted over $3,000, and choosing the wrong shipping method. And one time I actually had to have the product shipped back to China because it didn't have the correct customs requirements for it. So I had to pay $1,000 just for that, just to ship it back to China and then reship it. And then last mistake was ordering too few units. So I ordered I think it was 200 units for a particular product, and it was nowhere near enough because they sold out in like 3 days because it was actually a very successful product. And that cost me at least $5,000 or more in lost profit from money that I could have been making if I ordered more units. And so as you can see, this can all be offset by the cost of a course like the Ecom Freedom course, which is $497. It's a no-brainer investment, and it would save a ton of pain. So if I had access to something like the Ecom Freedom course, which also comes with my one-on-one mentorship, I actually made Ecom Freedom after years of doing Amazon and after making all these mistakes. And also, basically, I made sure that it's a complete step-by-step process so that you have everything you need to know to build a profitable Amazon business, to quit your 9-to-5 job, and to live your dream life. So if I had access to that, I would not have made these mistakes, and I would have been up almost $20,000, not to mention all that lost time. So the link for the Ecom Freedom course is down below, and once you join, there's going to be a link below to access my one-on-one mentorship. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. By the way, the mentorship is being taken away soon, and I'm replacing it with coaches. So if you join right now, as I'm saying this, you will get access to it. And the reason the mentorship is going away is because my goal is to free 10,000 people to complete personal financial freedom, and I can't do that if I'm doing all the mentoring myself. So the link is below to join. I'll see you guys in there. There's going to be a link below to access the mentorship. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope this cleared up a lot of questions for you. The most important thing is to take action. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys soon.